Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while, but I figured I'd make an update on the swing trading positions and things that I'm doing as I started that series in my last few videos. The content on my YouTube channel is not consistent like it used to be, but mainly because a lot of stuff has been said, and there's no point in saying it again. So you might as well, even though I've said it 100 times, 101 would be pointless, right? So you could check out my YouTube channel, subscribe, and go through the old videos if you're learning how to trade. So what I've been doing lately is just swing trading, really position trading, as I showed in my last few videos, because I am actually mixing pretty much, I guess you could call it a full-time career, which is weird for me after so many years of working for myself. But I still get to work all by myself. But, people send me their tracks to mix. I do that. I send it back. And I'm not doing any in-person recording sessions or anything anymore. So that leaves me just time to swing trade. I'm not staring at the charts, scalping, or doing any of that. The swing trading is just too easy and too good. And if you guys know my method, you have been profiting still, once again. So where I'm at right now in these positions is I've thinned out, as I call it, meaning I've gotten out of a lot of my long positions. I have no bearish outlook on the markets generally right now. For me, I'm always looking to buy low, sell high for profit taking. Unless there's a particularly bearish situation in the markets, then I will actually sell. It doesn't mean I've even closed all my buy positions. I could have a small amount still and be accumulating while my shorts are making profit. So, but as the normal situation goes, I am now looking to accumulate, again, at lower prices, hopefully. And, if you look at the Wyckoff material, right, it's the phases of accumulating positions. Then the market will mark up, and then you'll have your reaccumulation, and then eventually your profit taking, your distribution, right? So the way I'm swing trading, position trading, is following that. So I don't have to stare at the charts. I can check in a couple times a day and just manage the positions. Okay. So really being locked in with smart money gives you the advantage of whatever you need, they need too, right? And if we're looking at gold, let's start with that. This is where I closed the majority of my long positions, right, on this huge selling. And if you remember, maybe the last video, that was a while ago, but it was all about accumulating low, accumulating low. We went to this new high. It was freaking awesome. Gold has been great this year. And now I'm looking to buy more on dips now that I've closed the majority of positions. I actually started a little sooner than this high, but that was the ultimate warning that this retracement is likely now. Bearish, I wouldn't say I'm bearish unless I could see more evidence of weakness, because there's one thing to say there's profit taking, and we're looking to buy low and again, following, right, take profit. But it's another to say, well, there is building up of short positions at high prices, and I'm actually looking to a bearish outlook. That is not the case here. Okay. So this is enough for me to get out of the majority and look to buy low again. Now, let's mark this up. By the way, there's a Discord link in the description. It's not a crazy busy Discord. It's just a handful of people that stuck around because they seem to have learned properly my methods here, which have you stick around if you're doing it right. So now, Wixie, how are you? I know you're watching this. What's up, Wixie? He posted this chart of this very simple fib here. We're talking about gold, and back here we were talking about, well, where might they want to buy lower? Well, if you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times, right? This is the ultimate spot. Now, if they don't buy here, we're looking at a further retracement. We're likely going to see weakness as a warning, lack of strength, right? But this is if, as I say, if the buyers are interested in buying in this general price area, they're looking right here. Okay, and if you've been following me, my methods, my entries, you know exactly what that is. The 618 overshoot. And as I say, as we get to our first fib retracement here, we can get a sense of how interested the buyers are, how active they are. And again, I just follow them, right? If you follow the shark, you'll eat. I don't know, something like that. So buyers weren't so interested, right? We were saying, oh, it's likely going to do a fake break so they could buy up a bit lower. Fake break happened. We're talking about this in the Discord. They didn't buy much. And the price just kind of went lower. Was there any excited buying going on into this area, into these lower prices? What a discount. They're all over it. No, they're not. Look at the low activity, right? Then we actually see a bit of weakness. So this says wait. This says wait. If you're looking to buy, don't buy yet, right? This was obviously a news move. Oh, this was non-farm Friday, yeah. So you have, as I typically say, again, I end up repeating myself, but so be it. When you have news moves like this that are high volume up moves, high volume down moves, and then the result, right, effort versus result, is right in the middle for many hours. And the next day, we kind of moved up, kind of not going anywhere. So there's not much a result out of this. Okay, you could say there's a bit of an up move, but it took a day. And it's a mixed background situation where there was large buying and selling here on the news. It's just what happens. So you look at the result. So we could say I'm slightly bullish off of that. So what I'm really looking for, ideally, is one more dip where I can really start buying. I have not bought in this area, gold. Again, since I've taken profit, I have not bought any more yet. Patience on the swing trading. So starting from this point, if we can get here, right, new low ground tells you about buy activity and see large buying. If we get here, then we'll likely get there too anyway. But if we see large buying here, it could simply be a fake breakout pattern within this fib area with large buying going on. Clarifies that this area is more demand than supply. If we bounce again, get a fake break pattern, and all the way down to this area. And that's where that buy activity, high volume rejection, right? Signs of strength, higher the volume, the better that you want to see in these areas. And then I'll be looking to buy off of that immediately, maybe a bit, and then see on test for supply. If there's lack of supply and large demand, then I'd buy even more because we have an imbalance that's going to lead to an up move. So that's really what I'm looking at. So I always say best case scenario is a lot of times does come around and you get exactly what you want. Alternatives to that is, let's say we don't move down and we start marking up. You got to be careful of what's here, right? There's supply here. There's large selling in this price area. It's all about price areas and not anything else. So this price area, obviously we have a bit of selling there, and I wouldn't want to be buying right into this high, right? Maybe if we didn't get supply coming in, sure. But definitely not. And the swing trading, you want to buy low and sell high. So that's not an ideal plan to be getting in as prices moving up towards this high. I wouldn't do it. If we are starting to move up here and we're really seeing lack of supply and higher prices and strength coming in, I might buy a little. So it's really risking less unless I see something, more like this or something more clear. Now we can have an up move where I just don't get to buy much. They're not buying much. And the reason why is because, again, we get weakness in this area. And maybe it's high volume weakness. Then I'd have to have a bearish outlook, right? If we're continuously seeing very high volume weakness in a price area, then you would call that distribution, right? Look up the Wyckoff stuff if you don't know. And that's going to get me actually going short. But no reason for that, as I said. So that's what I'm looking for. Again, some of the alternatives, there's only so many things that can happen. So you could really be prepared and just check in a few times a day for this stuff, right? Let's say we come down and we don't see buying come in, right? We don't see high volume demand coming in. That means we're likely going even lower. And if I don't see weakness, then I'm not shorting or anything, and I just wait. And it's typically around support areas, larger fibs, right? And other places. And you may look at this and go, man, you got to wait so long for a trade. But you also just reap the benefits of being in at the right time and holding, okay? And that's what this is all about this year so far, which has been just crazy. And there was no reason to get out any sooner than this area. So Patience, patience. This thing has been very very kind. Wrong. Let's go to 1 hour. So again, if buying doesn't come in here, that tells you very clearly we're likely going lower. Buyers want lower prices, and we do the same game over here and see if they can buy here, right? Again, the logic behind this is those that are getting in long have their stop losses in these areas, and if we can get them to sell off, we can buy from them in large amounts, right? That's the game. That's the game. So that's gold, but generally with correlation, if you look at silver, again, you have the high volume, you have similar patterns, similar situation. So what I just explained is my outlook on the market generally due to correlation, which is what a great run to start the year, right? Then you get into April and May, where typically that excitement of the move so far of the year tends to die out. Especially if it's a bullish move, there's a tendency among a lot of traders to say, okay, it's May, and we're not May, June, July. We don't expect much bullishness in the market as a matter of cycles and time of year. Sell in May and go away. Right? I don't do that. I don't trade based off of sayings, whatever the chart says, right? But it's not surprising that you could be in sort of a holding pattern, a balance in the market where it's just not moving around that much and attracting much imbalance, where there's a lot of buying and lack of selling and good moves going on. Not surprising that we went sideways as we get into May here. So, the usual stuff. The year has been perfect so far. But that's the general. So if you see here on silver, I don't have to go through everything because that's the general approach. Is I've thinned out oil, silver, right? The Dow, crypto, right? It's all the same story where hopefully you've been taking profits in the last month or two and banking that stuff, and now you're waiting for those better prices. That's what smart money's doing. We're waiting for lower prices to buy or higher prices to sell, or when they show up and get active, we'll know. We'll see. Particularly important price areas that tell us, right? But the same story here on silver, right? Same thing. I don't have to say it again that I just said on gold. You go to oil, and for the past couple of weeks, I figured I would just do this in a video. I haven't been, my charts aren't marked up. It was just like, okay, I'm getting out of these positions and I'm waiting for the chart to tell me what to do next. And I'm checking in every day or two, and I'm just not seeing anything to do. So I'm kind of, let's just do the video and I'll do my analysis, get myself caught up here as I'm doing the video. But again, I'm just seeing the same story. It's not time to do anything as far as swing trading. Ignoring kind of the craziness of the background. And we had a run just recently, a couple of runs up if you did buy in these lower price areas. And again, I thinned out my position. I had started buying oil a bit higher up, and I was continuing to buy low, and then these positions got me into profit. Sorry, these moves got my positions into profit, and I thinned it out. Called it a day, called it a win, and now I'm waiting again. So again, same thing here. Well, we actually hit the fib area, so we can get some idea of the buy interest once again. Medium, somewhat. I wouldn't consider it wrong and terrible to start accumulating oil again, but really, when you come to these areas, you want to see that buy excitement, that high volume buying. It's not bad, right? You can see it for yourself, right? We've had some higher volumes in the recent past that look like possibly strength in the background that haven't played out. The thing that's going to make this a very high probability situation, of course, is to pop into here. You get the high volume rejection. The higher, the better. That's totally realistic. If you look to your left, you could get something like that. And that would be, extremely high probability that you're just going to move up off of your entries in this area. But again, it's all the same analysis, right? Why go through it again? Let's go to Bitcoin, crypto, same story, same story. Let me back out. Now, the accumulation in crypto is a bit more obvious. The buyers are more interested here than the charts that we looked at so far. Okay, so analysis-wise, bullish, bullish, bullish. More so on the crypto. Again, you can see the differences. If you look to the left, right, the market's quite correlated. We've had these up moves. You don't see the huge sell-off volume. You don't see it. But look at the buying on this dip. Look at the buying here. It's okay. Right here, compare the supply at these prices and then what happened here. A bit of activity. Then you have recently, very clearly, buying and accumulating into these lower areas, right? Here. So it's not if, it's when, right? Just know for a fact that this price area over the last, 3 or 4 weeks, whatever this is, big money has bought. They haven't marked up price. They're not buying in such a way to mark up the price. They're buying when others are selling, right? They're buying on these panic down moves or the profit taking or the FOMO buyers that have stop losses here because they bought at frickin', 68. And they're like, oh shit, I thought it was going up. So everybody's getting, kicked out of positions that are weak and late. And that's giving them an opportunity to buy that as they sell off. So this is classic accumulation here. You can see the difference from the other charts, right? And here, this is when the colored volume really just makes it obvious because it is correct in this case, all this green buy volume here. But it's really about the lower prices and the rejection off of that volume to show us that it's buying. As far as price areas, wow, this is such a complicated way to trade, isn't it? Oh, gosh. We didn't even put any support resistance in this analysis so far. Not necessary. 618 overshoot, right? Tell you about buyers. Right there, and then lower prices again, you get the activity kicking up. Finally, you get this good, healthy volume you haven't seen in a couple of weeks. And what's the result? That. And it's right below 618, right? Well, surprise, surprise. And these are all in the fib area here. So extremely bullish. Timing on cryptos, happens when it happens, right? Be dead for 8 months. And then double in price the next 4 months. So who knows, timing-wise. But certainly, factually, nothing bearish about this. This chart says 80,000 on Bitcoin is nothing, no problem. It's the next obvious place to go. 80, 82, 85, no problem. According to this chart, right? Where's our sell activity? Very, very low activity. Where's our buy activity? All over the place on every single down move, right? So, again, as I follow smart money, I'm doing what they're doing. I'm not trying to make my own special secret method. I just do what the big guys are doing. Swing trading, very straightforward. So I have more invested in crypto than I do in the other things that I had shown already in the video, and you can see why. Right? If it goes lower, I'll buy more. That's fine. Or I'll do nothing, right? But the point is, I am aligned with some very big money who has bought in this area. So you really can't go wrong. Time works everything out if you do that. And again, you just see the similarities. That's why I don't have to really, there's no separate analysis for the other cryptos because they're all just doing the same story of, this high, which didn't show much activity as far as selling, and then the down moves that the buyers jump on. This is just pretty much every crypto chart you look at, right? So that's where I am now, hoping that, if the big wins are going to come in soon, it's going to be on crypto. And then on the other things we're looking at, I'm looking at down moves to buy into because I'm not holding very much right now. It was profit-taking season in March, basically, right? March, April. Same thing here. Same thing. I'm not doing anything here. It's just way too close to the high. I have no reason to get into positions here that are just going to be so weak. A fib retracement is just going to put me in the red. There's just no reason to do that. I don't like buying into highs, right? What is this? My old analysis. Here's an example of a area that I did buy very clearly. Reason to buy there, right? Lack of supply, large demand. So at this point, wait and see, right? So hopefully that was good for you guys. Again, all this stuff is already on my channel, but I'll be making these videos. If you're interested, let me know. Leave a comment, sub, and we'll look at this stuff as things progress. And if I'm doing anything, next thing I do, I'll make a video and share that. My courses are available. Link is going to be in the description. And that's it. I'm going to go back to mixing now. So I miss doing the live stream and hanging out and everything. But, you know, I like variety too. So this is my life at the moment. My ears are between two speakers. Okay, guys. I'll catch up with you guys in the Discord too and see you soon. Have a good one.